Well, well, well. Look who's crawled back to the Ironhead Forge channel, you shiny object-obsessed, pointy-thing-loving weirdos. Don't try to deny it. You're here because you get a little tingle every time you see a blade so sharp it could slice through your ex's excuses. We love that about you. If you're sitting there stroking your screen, whispering sweet nothings to your favorite dagger, you're in the right place. Welcome back to the only channel where stabby is a personality trait and bling is a lifestyle choice. Today, we're not just pulling another knife out of the forge. We're unveiling a masterpiece so suave it could charm the socks off James Bond, and so lethal it'd make John Wick cry into his bourbon. Feast your eyes on the latest gem from our Marquis Line, a blade that takes the gritty, no-nonsense DNA of our M3 combat dagger and dresses it up like it's headed to a black-tie gala with a side of street cred. This isn't your grandpappy's rusty pocket knife. This is the Marquis 002, a numbered beauty with a tang stamp to prove it's one of a kind. Now let's talk about why the Marquis is the ultimate wingman for the well-dressed gentleman, or the not-so-well-dressed guy who wants his bling to scream, "Back off, pal, unless you want to meet my sharp friend." The M3 combat dagger is all about looking like you just crawled out of a war zone, covered in grit and glory. But the Marquis? Oh honey, this blade is for the guy who wants to sip bourbon with his lady, while subtly flexing that he could carve up a thug without wrinkling his suit. It's elegant, it's flashy, and it's got just enough "don't mess with me" vibes to make wannabe tough guys rethink their life choices. Whether you're escorting your darling to a fancy dinner or strutting through a sketchy alley, the Marquis says, "I'm classy, but I'll cut you." Let's get to the nitty-gritty specs of this bad boy because we know you're already drooling. The Marquis is a fighter that's as pretty as it is deadly. Here's the rundown. Handle: stabilized curly birch, because nothing says, "I'm fancy" like wood, that looks like it got a perm from Mother Nature herself. Guard, pommel, and pommel nut, hot blued steel, because we don't do boring. This isn't your mom's stainless steel. It's got that deep, moody blue that screams sophistication. Damascus blade, forged from 1095, 1084, and 15N20 steel, because we're extra like that. This isn't just a blade. It's a work of art that could double as a paperweight for your enemy's regrets. Blade length, tip to guard, 6 7/8 inches of pure pokey goodness. Handle length, 4.25 inches, perfectly balanced for twirling in your hand like a villain in a bad action movie. Overall, length, 11 5/8 inches, just long enough to make a statement, but short enough to avoid awkward questions from TSA. Blade width, 1 1/16 inches, because we believe in love at first slice. Blade thickness, 0.25 inches, thick enough to handle business but sleek enough to slip into a custom sheath without a fuss. Weight, a svelte 8.7 ounces so you can carry it all night without pulling a muscle. Sheath, a jaw-dropping custom leather masterpiece by JR's Custom Leather Works. This isn't just a sheath. It's a tailored suit for your blade, blending elegance with, don't even think about it, energy. This Marquis isn't just a knife, it's a lifestyle. And that custom leather sheath, it's like putting a tuxedo on a pit bull. You know it's dangerous, but damn, it looks good. Now let's paint a few scenarios where the Marquis becomes your MVP while you're out with your lady. Buckle up, because we're about to get sarcastic, ridiculous, just a tad unhinged. Scenario 1, the overzealous waiter debacle. You're at some overpriced restaurant where the menu is in French, the portions are microscopic, and the waiter keeps hovering like he's auditioning for a stalker role in a rom-com. Your lady is trying to enjoy her $50 thimble of soup. But mister, can I refill your water? Every 12 seconds won't quit. You casually let the Marquis peek out from your jacket, its Damascus steel catching the candlelight like a disco ball of doom. The waiter's eyes widen. He mumbles something about checking on the kitchen. And suddenly you've got the table to yourselves for the rest of the night. Your lady's impressed. The soup's still lukewarm. You didn't even have to tip extra. Winning. Scenario 2, the parking lot creep show. It's date night, and you're walking your lady back to the car through a dimly lit parking lot that looks like it was designed by a horror movie director. Some sketchy dude in a hoodie starts trailing you, muttering something about spare change. You don't say a word, just let the Marquis curly birch handle flash under the streetlight as you adjust your coat. The guy suddenly remembers he has an urgent appointment on the other side of town. Your lady clings to your arm, whispering, "My hero," while you smirk and mentally high-five your shiny new best friend. Scenario 3, the pretentious art gallery fiasco. You're at some snooty art gallery opening because your lady loves culture, but you're surrounded by hipsters debating the existential weight of a blank canvas. One particularly insufferable guy in a beret starts mansplaining modern art to your lady, completely ignoring you. You casually pull out the Marquis to inspect a speck of dust on its blade, letting the sparkling steel glint under the gallery lights. Beret Guy's monologue screeches to a halt, and he excuses himself to contemplate the void in the bathroom. Your lady stifles a laugh, and you're suddenly the most interesting guy in the room. Who needs art when you've got this kind of charisma? Scenario 4, the I'm not impressed date night. Your lady's been dropping hints that she's bored with your usual dinner and a movie routine, so you take her to a trendy rooftop bar. The place is packed with wannabe influencers taking selfies. Some loudmouth in a knockoff Rolex starts hitting on her while you're grabbing drinks. You saunter back, Marquis casually clipped to your belt. It's Damascus steel practically winking at the guy. He takes one look, chokes on his overpriced cocktail, and decides he's more interested in the view from the other side of the bar. Your lady's suddenly all about you, and date night is back on track. Thank you, Marquis, for reminding everyone who's the real MVP. Scenario 5, the Shiny Blade Showdown. You and your lady are strolling through a less than charming part of town after a late-night diner run, because nothing says romance like greasy fries at 1 a.m. A would-be mugger steps out of the shadows, brandishing a rusty pocket knife and a bad attitude. You don't even flinch. Just let the Marquis catch the moonlight, its polished blade gleaming like a warning sign from the universe. The guy freezes, his brain clearly doing the math. Shiny blade plus confident guy equals, I'm about to find out how cold steel really is. He mumbles an apology, trips over his own ego and bolts. Your lady's laughing. You're feeling like a badass, and the Marquis didn't even have to leave its sheath to save the day. So there you have it, folks. The Marquis, a knife that's equal parts swagger and stabber, wrapped in a package so pretty it could make a grown man weep. Whether you're fending off creeps, impressing your lady, or just flexing at the local knife club, this blade's got your back. Stick around, because next time we're diving into another Ironhead Forge creation that'll make your inner blade nerd squeal like a kid on Christmas morning. Until then, keep your edges sharp, your bling shinier, and your sarcasm sharper than a Damascus blade. This is Ironhead Forge signing off. Stay pointy, my friends.